When Muhammad began receiving revelations, he thought he was going crazy. It is said he almost tried to kill himself. Khadija consoled and encouraged him, suggesting that he might be a prophet. Being a prophet can be dangerous. Like the Hebrew prophets, Muhammad began complaining about the injustices of his own tribe, keeping in mind the tribal and polytheistic context. The continued proclamations of radical monotheism was a direct threat to the Quraysh tribe. The tribes with their gods and the caravan trade was a key part to the wealth for the Quraysh tribe. This tribe oversaw the Kaaba, the black cube in Mecca that had over 300 idols representing different gods. So Muhammad's prophetic utterances were a direct threat to his own tribe. Early on, Muhammad was protected by his wife Khadija and uncle Abu Talib. But in 619, known as the Year of Sorrow, both his wife and uncle died. Muhammad had been receiving revelations for 10 years and now had lost his protection in Mecca. While his life was being threatened, Medina, the other major city in Arabia, would need Muhammad's gifts. The tribes in Medina, about 200 miles away, needed a leader and arbiter for various disputes. Muhammad escaped from Mecca to Medina. This pilgrimage in 622 is known as the Hijra. This is also the date for the beginning of the Islamic calendar, 1 AH, or after Hijra. In Medina, Muhammad settled the various tribal disputes and a constitution was drawn up. Considering the time and the place, this Medinan constitution was an impressive document, forming a basis of a multi-religious Islamic state. It's useful to realize that there was a religious pluralism in Arabia. Besides the polytheism of various tribes, there were also, in much smaller numbers, Christians and Jews. There was also a group known as the Hanifs, or God-fearers, monotheists that were neither Christian or Jewish. This Medinan charter was the document for the very first Islamic community, or Ummah. This new community, led by Muhammad, would have to face another challenge, that being the Quraysh tribe in Mecca. Not to go into too much detail, but there will be 3 battles between the Medinans under Muhammad and the Meccans. The Meccans had a much larger army, but guess who won the first battle? You guessed it, the Medinans won this battle. The sacred history would have God helping them win that battle. The second battle didn't go as well for Muhammad and his troops, and the Meccans would take that battle. Then the third battle, sometimes called the Battle of the Trench, went to Muhammad and the Medinans. Muhammad and his followers would return to Mecca victorious. Instead of ravaging the defeated Quraysh tribe and other foes, Muhammad would grant almost total amnesty, quite unusual for this time and place. Muhammad would then go and rid the Kaaba of the over 300 idols that were housed in this cube. The ideals of Islam would continue to grow throughout Arabia, and by the time of Muhammad's death, almost the entire Arabian Peninsula had become Muslim. Take a look at the pie chart at the bottom of the slide. The brief description I have been giving as to Muhammad's activities in Mecca, then Medina, then back in Mecca, were all occurring while the Prophet was receiving revelations. These revelations would eventually become the Quran, the sacred scripture for Islam. Higher criticism of the Quran and the pie chart reveal the approximate percentages of revelations that were more religious and those that were more political. It is very important to keep in mind that Muhammad lived a very long life, and he played the role of prophet, politician, and general. And one must consider the difficulties of being a prophet, and the compromises and sometimes necessary cruelty that go with being a politician and general. I tell you this because there has been, and still happens to be, many criticisms of Muhammad. So remember, prophet, politician, and general, and all the baggage that comes with those roles.